always repeat, under God, because we believe God belongs in the courtrooms and classrooms, coast to coast and border to border. You don't like it? There's over 50,000 other radio stations all around this great world of ours. Simply pick one. Or as Allison would say, stick around for a few minutes. You might hear something you actually enjoy.
Absolutely. And now, who's on the phone?
Well, he's been on hold for over an hour.
I looked at that. It's like an hour, 6 minutes, 34 seconds. Like, really?
Yeah, it's been one of those mornings. Mines have been full most of the morning. But from a third world country out east, not that far though, only about 60 miles or so, the home of the longest continuous burning tire fire anywhere in these United States, we have the not-so-gorgeous Aaron. Hey, Aaron.
What's up?
And prior to being placed on hold, I was out photographing one of the most beautiful sunrises we have had in a very long time, and it had absolutely nothing to do with the tire fire. It's on the G Plus page, folks. Gorgeous sunrise we had this morning. It is nippy. It is like 25 degrees out here, so you get the icicle on your nose. Hey, to follow up on something that our beloved Allison said, barefoot kickers. The last barefoot kicker was a guy named Tony Franklin for Philadelphia Eagles. However, the most famous, Rich Karlis of the Denver Broncos, because he kicked in the snow, but he kicked the game-winning field goal in that 1987 championship game that gave us John Elway's helicopter play and all that kind of stuff. But, of course, they win the game against the Cleveland Browns, and they go on to get massacred by the Washington Redskins. So a little bit of history there. But, the NFL did have some barefoot kickers, not many, especially in Denver where it is cold. If I could
wait a minute. We have to have a disclaimer there. To be politically correct, you can't be massacred by the Redskins. Okay.
Zinger.
Yeah. How about if we put it this? They got beat like a rag doll.
There you go. Okay.
Redskins. It
While
was,
they're wearing their Marlon Brando
T-shirts.
T-shirts.
Of that game, 40-something. It was like 42-10 or some crazy score like that. And then, of course, not to be outdone, the San Francisco 49ers beat the snot out of them 55-10 a couple years later. So Denver did have a problem and you know what? The guy was a great coach, and I'm drawing a blank on his name, but he went from there down to the Atlanta Falcons, and again got them in the playoffs, but never won the money. And I'm drawing a blank on his name, but he was a very, very good coach up there with Denver for years. But until he left, they didn't get the money. They never won a Super Bowl under his leadership, which is, probably the one thing that tarnished his whole entire career. Because I'm beating myself right now because I can't think of his name. But he was a very, very, very good coach, and he was with Denver for a long time. That was before the Shanahan thing came into play with the Raiders in Denver. But a young lady out here, Cassidy.
You got to put a timeline on those things, man.
On which?
You're like spouting all this stuff out, and it's like back when Shanahan was with us. Like I'm thinking, 87. I hardly remember players from 87.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Let me. I don't think his name is in there, but Shanahan came just before Art Shell, and then went to Denver, and Oakland had a thing that they just could not beat Denver. And I mean, the only two games Shanahan ever cared about when he went to Denver was the two games against Oakland Raiders coming up that year. And he made it a point to beat the living snot out of the Raiders every time they played. He didn't care about running scores up or anything. But that was he was there before Art Shell. And, of course, Art Shell went 12-4 with a guy named Jay Schrader, which he should be in the Hall of Fame just for that season alone as a coach. But again, Shanahan went on to coach the Denver Broncos for a few years.
How about another Raider? How about another Raider that used to love to play the Raiders, and that's Marcus Allen? Oh, man. 200-plus yards when he's playing the Raiders.
I had the honor of meeting this blew me away. I'm working in a little pizza place It's a little bar, pub, pizza, food and stuff. But I was helping these folks out, and one night this guy comes in and he goes, "Excuse me, how do I get to Interstate 80?" And this is like where that hotel burned down, the Mitzpah. When that building burned, when that building burned down, they lost this pizza parlor there on 2nd Street, I believe it was. But it was like 2nd and Lake right there. But this guy comes in the bar and he goes, "Hey, can you tell me how to get to Interstate 80?" And I looked at him and I go, "Ain't you Marcus Allen?" He goes, "Well, yeah, yes I am." So I made him a pizza. He autographed the box and sent him on his way down to the freeway. But yeah, Marcus Allen, he had a thing to doing very well after he left. I thought he got kind of a bad shake there from Al Davis. And it's very seldom that you can say that about a player in Al Davis, because Al Davis was pretty good taking care of his players.
Now I'm drawn by who was the University of Nevada running back, played fullback, cleared
Frank
away?
Hawkins.
Frank Hawkins. He was the starting tailback, and then when Marcus Allen came into the league, he became the fullback, and he used to clear the road for Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen made quite a flattering comment about Frank Hawkins, saying he wouldn't have gained half his yards if Frank hadn't been in front of him.
You know what? Yeah, Frank Hawkins, he was a man. He was a little bulldog. Very, very, very good player, and I don't think he ever got Hall of Fame recognition. But like Marcus said, if it wasn't for him, you know, and I believe O.J. Simpson said something about that, and I can't remember the guy that was in the backfield with him that used to block for him too. So
drove a white van.
Again, a team sport is what football is. It's not an individual sport, just like baseball. It takes all 11 players on the field on the same page doing something to make things work, and that's what sports are all about when you think about it. Yeah, I guess the only true sport that is an individual sport is boxing.
But maybe mixed martial arts, UFC.
Yeah, a little bit of that. And of course, Ronda Rousey, the sport that she's involved in too.
Golf.
Boy, yeah, golf.
Well, Ronda Rousey, no, she's a minor.
I'm just saying that you can do it by yourself or for yourself.
Golf, though. There's a thing called a caddy that kind of gives you information on everything all the time.
I don't know. What golf course you know, but I've never had a caddy.
You're the one hitting the ball. You're the one hitting the ball, but the caddy is giving you direction and you know where to go to stay out of certain hazards, if you will, on a golf course. You do have a little bit of assistance there. Anyways, we got something going on out here on the 4th and 5th of this week, coming up Friday and Saturday. It is a country Christmas craft fair. Joseph Greco, country western, he does Christian music, gospel music and stuff. He's going to be playing on Saturday from 10 to 3. There's going to be all kinds of vendors. We're going to be there. We're going to have some of our antiques. And of course, many people that have been following us right now, they know we're shifting our business model a little bit. We're getting into another arena, if you will. We're going to have some antiques there, some crystal. We'll have endangered species snow globes, music boxes, stuff like that, and of course some antiques that we have copper and brass antiques that will be there, and of course we will have some of our planters. But the big thing about this, and this is why we're participating in this, Cassidy Davis, she has organized this thing, and the proceeds are going to go to a young lady called her name is Crystal Pacheco. September 11th of all dates, she's on her way home. She's about 5 minutes from home, and she gets plowed by a drunk driver. And she said, all I saw were headlights before everything went black. She's got a busted hip, pelvis. She's got some lacerations. She had a head injury. She has not been able to work since then. And a tip of the hat to her employer. When her recovery is done, her physician is still waiting for her. So that is a good thing she has to look forward to. But right now she's got about $300,000 worth of medical bills. She's had 4 surgeries. And we're going to be throwing one of our custom planters, one of our one-of-a-kind planters into the raffle for them to raise money for this gal to help her out. She's a mother of 2 children. She's a single mother. And of course, you know, if you have children out there, you know what obligations are involved in putting food on the table and shoes on their feet for them. There is a GoFundMe page for this, and I'm trying to find that link. I can't. GoFundMe GoFundMe. I'll post it up on the website, folks. It'll be easier to do that way because I am going to write a little article on this. It's at the community center in Stagecoach, 8200 on Highway 50 East over there in Stagecoach. And Friday it's 4 to 8 p.m., 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. And, of course, Joseph Greco is going to be playing from 10 to 3. You can't beat that. The guy's going to come give 5 hours of his time to help out and raise some money for this gal. And if you got nothing else to do, folks, I mean, even if you just come out and buy a raffle ticket, there are going to be, I'm going to run some of the Silver Moon Sock Monkeys. Avon's going to be there. There'll be a Tupperware booth there. And yesterday I mentioned Scentsy. They do candles in it. Jamberry is another one. Small Town Sweets deck the halls with all their handmade stuff is going to be there. There'll be Nana Pie Design. They do custom laser work, so stuff like that. There's going to be a guy out there with horseshoe art and just all kinds of stuff. Jewelry and stained glass. Art and Soul Design will be there with their few stained glass stuff. So a great event coming up here, and we'll talk about it a little more. I'll get more information on a couple of the other vendors that are going to be out there. Just a great event, and this is, like I said, it's to help Crystal Pacheco out, a struggling mother, and what do you do? And, one of the things that, I got to plug this whole community right now, one of the things that I love about Northern Nevada, when it's time to come together, the communities do. They really do. They help out, whether it's a food drive, a canned food drive, a clothing drive, Evelyn Mount, all these people out there, they do a great thing this time of year, and I am just I'm proud that our company can participate. I really am.
Well, I think that's kind of
to help out and stuff like that.
I think that's a difference between the Northern Nevada area and almost the entire rest of the United States. One thing about Northern Nevada is they do come together to help people.
Yes, they do. And like I said, I'm just proud our company has the opportunity to participate in this and be a part of something of this nature. And again, if you need any information on this, you can contact me. You can contact Cassidy Davis. Northern Nevada Hotspot is, and here's a quote from, what is it, Cassidy Davis. I love helping people. That's what my whole business is based on. Northern Nevada Hotspot. That's what she does. She puts these events together. She helps people out to raise funds and stuff, and it's just a great organization. And I'm thrilled that she invited us to come be in this. And like I said, we're going to have all kinds of stuff there, from our stuff, our antiques, various stuff that we have for sale, crystal and stuff like that. And like I said, look after the new year. We're going to have a little different stuff going on. As I said, we're kind of shifting our business model a little bit from the property preservation industry. And hey, some good news on property preservation. I bang that guy Eric Miller, that is the executive director of NAMFS all the time. He has actually engaged me and other people in open forums in dialogue, and that's a first. And I got to tip my hat to them. I got to give them kudos where they're due, and they're due there. So look for some good information to come out on the property preservation industry and what we're doing out here in the Stagecoach Silver Springs area.
All right, Darren, let's get your contact information out there one more time before we say goodbye to you today, and remember to plug that event here in the next 2 days.
775-230-9915. Eddie had me out banging the gong last night. I'll be out there banging it all day today, too. www.Alliday LLC on the World Wide Web. Folks, don't forget ski information, HamiltonSkiLine.com. It's going to be a great day. Let's have a good time. Let's all be safe out there.
All right.
All righty. Thank you, Aaron. That's Aaron from Silver Springs, Nevada. Let's go from Silver Springs out to Wall Street with our final stock market report this Wednesday morning. It's Ken Roberts. Hey, Ken. What's up?
Well, jobs are up. The ADP employment report said that 217,000 jobs were created in November. Pretty strong number, better than expectations.